Hey guys, how you doing? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers. Good morning. It's Sunday. It's about a couple of hours away from the first football game of the NFL season, and I figured I'd come out here. It's a beautiful day, and try to get this lawnmower going. This lawnmower is a Toro with a Kohler Xt675 engine, and it's Robert's, a subscriber who called me out to Holbrook to his house where he had 4 lawnmowers. He said that I could have 3 of them if I could get this one working for him. So I don't think it's going to be that tough. At least that's my preliminary triage of it. Everything seems to be in order. It just doesn't start. So I've been working on my go-kart for the past week and a half, 10 days or so, and I am probably going to use that Honda engine that I got going again. This gas tank was completely rusted out. As you saw from my last episode, I put a whole bunch of nuts and bolts in there, wheeled it around, and combined it with some gas in there, and just scrape out all the rust. I want to show you what was pulverized inside that gas tank. All that rust. See, it's been pulverized into some very fine rust particles. You know, that's not good to breathe in, so I'm just going to chuck that out. You know, it'll cause cancer, just like everything else. So this gas tank is now pretty clean on the inside. I tested the petcock, and the petcock you can blow through there. So I think if I added gas in there, I'll rinse it out a few times with some old gas, and just get every bit of particle out of there, and then I could remount this gas tank and put a fuel line in there, and it should run. I ordered a carburetor for this Honda engine, Honda GX340 engine, and this thing runs. I ordered a carburetor, so once I get the new carburetor, put the gas tank back on there, I'm going to remove the old engine out of here and at least try to take the pulleys off first, you know, the CVT transmission off, and try to adapt it onto that crankshaft, because that crankshaft doesn't have any threads. So anyway, let's see what's wrong with this one though. Let's first see the condition of the filter. Pretty good. That's right, that's Boba, my dog, outside enjoying the fall weather, barking at every little kid there is. Let's see if it starts. Oh my Well, there we go. It runs on the little bit of spray, so we know that it's getting spark. Brake cut off. That the flywheel is working with the cable. And I think you just need to clean the carburetor. I think we can get away with a quick and dirty. Let's just drop the bowl and see. I've got the machine leaned up to the side with a block of wood. Got a 10mm wrench. This way we can see if fuel is going into the carburetor. Feels dry. I'm loosening the bolt, the nut, and I don't feel any moisture at all. And it's dry, see? Nothing's coming out. There is gas in here, and there's nothing coming out. And as you can see from there, the inside is rusty, which means that the needle is stuck, which is not allowing fuel to get down to the bowl. And there we go. There's the bowl, and it's drier than the Sahara Desert. So no fuel is getting into the carburetor, which means that the float is stuck. Yep, it's stuck all right. The needle is stuck in the hole. So unfortunately, I think we have to take this carburetor off and clean it properly. Quick and dirty won't do it. Kohlers are like Hondas, 10mm bolts or nuts. This thing comes right off. Just put it to the side. There's the carburetor. This linkage can be kind of challenging to take off. You'd have to disconnect the auto choke thermostat on the muffler thingamajig to be able to get it off usually. But I'm going to try to do this without doing that. Just move the throttle to open, take this small wire out here on this side. There we go. Put these two to the side. Try to pull this out. No, you can't. You can't pull this out without trying to get this off. Guess I'm gonna have to try to take that off. So look, this is really easy to do actually. So we'll just do it. So there's 3 bolts on top. Take the recoil starter off, and the whole thing comes right off. Just like that. Don't lose the bolts. Just place it right here. I know I'm gonna lose a bolt or a nut. Yeah, see? Almost did it. Oh, son of a gun. I just put this right here. I put it right there. Look at all the stuff that's been here. Little mouse nest that was built up in here too. No mice. So we needed to clean this out anyway. This thing over here, this is the thermostat. When it starts up, muffler heats up, this thing moves and opens up the choke flap. I'm gonna loosen these 2 bolts, take that off, so I'll be able to take this carburetor off. Remember, I put the 2 bolts there, nuts. Remember the orientation? This part here with the choke closed is at around 430, all right? With that, the nub sticking up there, this is 430. Because I've had machines where it's the other way around. I can just remove that and leave that there. I'll leave that. Let me disconnect this fuel line too. Remove the fuel line here. Let's see if when you remove the fuel line, does fuel come out of it? If fuel doesn't come out of it, it's due to probably the incline of the block of wood that I have, or gas tank is blocked. And let go, and fuel does come out of it, albeit slowly, but we are at an incline. I could either do that or have a clamp here. So here you go. This is the carburetor. On the bottom, as you can see, the float moves, but the needle doesn't. There's a needle right there, and it's not moving, see? So it's stuck in there. I'm going to take some needle nose, pull the needle out manually. There we go, now we loosened it. I'm going to take this needle out, put it right there. Take the float bowl off. And there it is right there. You know, it doesn't look bad. It was just stuck from the sides and stuff. So when it's stuck in there, fuel is not going to get into the carburetor. Which is probably a good thing because this isn't too bad. So I'm just going to blow this out. Get some carburetor cleaner. If I do this, does stuff come out of here? Let's see. It does, but it's brown, see? Okay, now it's getting clearer. Now it's getting clearer, but that's okay. I know I watch too much TV. I know the pharmaceutical jingles. They're not bad. Not good, it's not bad. Good mist. Let's see the emulsion tool. I'm gonna take some needles, poke it through the emulsion tube. Okay, let me clean the bowl now. That's cold. Cleaning the needle so that the rubber is nice and round and it's not compressed into like a pin. Smoothing the sides. A little spring on here. You never want to lose the spring. And there we go. That moves freely. Clean the bowl. It's pretty good. I'm just going to put it all together again and hope it works. If not, these carburetors are only like $11, $12, $13, something like that. Got the bowl back on there, the pin back on. Now the needle moves freely up and down as you move the bowl, float. Blow into the nozzle to mimic gas, and it doesn't blow. If it's hanging with no gas in it, gas freely flows into the bowl. Once it fills it up, it pushes the bowl up, needle goes in, closes the hole, and that seems good. Got my newly cleaned bowl. This part is always facing forward. Place it back on, and that nut, you're a nut, that has a lot of stuff on there, so and with the wire bristle brush that. There you go. That, like new. The bulb, put the bolt back in, holds the float bowl on there. Tighten it just a little bit. Be good. Now we'll just put this back on. Put the gasket there. I'm going to turn on my air compressor, and I'm going to blow this top out because it's filled with little mouse nest there. Put the carburetor on so that the choke is closed, so that when I blow the stuff out, things won't go flying, including these two nuts. Just put it over here for a second. These two nuts hold that thing together. I'll have to remember to do that.
Seems like there's a mouse nest under the flywheel because I keep seeing stuff coming out. Okay, I got myself into a pickle as I was trying to put this carburetor back together again. Look what I'm missing. There's supposed to be a tiny screw and nut that holds this thing in place. Now it's not there. And of course, I have no idea where I blew it, right? It's got to be somewhere, but I mean, I'm not going to be able to find it. So I'm going to have to find something. And of course, I went and looked my other carburetors. They were all missing too. So I gotta find a thing that goes in there. No idea what it looks like. Put a little screw in there just so that it moves. Okay, so we cleaned the carburetor, we put everything back again. Just check the oil, it's decent. It's got some gas in it, I think. What do you guys think? It'll work? I think it might work. That was with these Kohler Xt675s, the brake pad on the brake kill assembly that touches the flywheel, it's made out of semi-metallic, and that is the way that the metal touches the flywheel to kill the magneto. It's very unique. If it doesn't run for a while, rust builds up on the brake pad, so that there's a layer between ground and the brake pad. So then once it was running, right, you disengage the brake handle, the brake pad touches the flywheel, but there's still a lot of debris or rust buildup in between. So it doesn't make the ground yet until a bunch of revolutions rubs that dirt or rust away, and then that semi-metallic brake pad touches the flywheel and kills the engine. So now we just saw that that happened a few times before, but now it's good. A little bit of a backfire. It probably has very old gas in it, which is why, you know, it runs a little inconsistent. But after we burn it off a little bit and add some fresh gas into it, it should run just fine. I'll put a little bit of treatment in here and see if it fixes it. But sometimes you get a backfire here and there, and this thing barely stays on there. So put the air cleaner on. Put the air cleaner on. It's in good shape. Just tap it a little bit. Get some of the debris out of there. But look, it's clean. See? And that holds that thing in place. maybe the filter's not very good. The filter's not good, prevents air from mixing. So there is one thing that I did forget to clean, and that's the pilot jet area. It's pretty easy to do, but I wanted to see if that helps the surging a little bit, because it means that I just didn't clean the carburetor absolutely perfectly. There might still be some rust in the emulsion tube area. That's definitely possible. Or it could also mean that the little screw that I put in here, because it's not stock, and could get bound up and leave the choke closed so it won't start again after it's warmed up. You know, that could be it too. So I think if you wanted to get this thing absolutely perfect, we would need to get like a new carburetor or something, you know, because it's missing that screw that I lost, and I'm not sure about the tension, whether or not it should be tight or a little loose to allow this to flow, and if it twists a little bit it may not work just right, you know. So I mean, like right now it's too tight. I'll loosen it up just so it at least moves on its own. Maybe I'll put some lubricant on that area there. But anyway, what I was trying to tell you was this: the side idle screw comes all the way out, which allows you to pull out the pilot jet. That pilot jet is dirty, could cause surging. There's a hole in this plastic little thing. So if I don't break it. Come on, man.
Henry, we can't see.
Shut up. Let me get that out. Of course it's missing. Of course when I'm looking for something, it's not here. Anyway, there's a hole right in there. You gotta clean that out. And I didn't do that last time. I'm gonna see if I can find another one, because I kind of broke the tabs. So none of the wired little wires that you get from the bread basket twisty ties, they're too thick. Wouldn't fit in the hole. That's what she said. Anyway, so I just took a little wired bristle off that bristle brush, and that's super thin. That should fit. And it does. So just that little tiny hole could make a difference, because you need some kind of vent in that hole. Whether fluid can make it through there or not, I'm sure it can, but very minuscule, you know. But that allows either air or fuel to flow through that, even as a vent, you know. So that could have been blocked. I can't tell you, you know, 100% certainty. I'm sure it does something. So I'll put some fuel through here, see if it flows through. And it does. You saw stuff flying through there. See, it does go through, you know, even though the hole is so small, it does go through. So that could make a difference. And I might as well blow this too. I'll put everything back again, and then we'll see if it runs a little better. It's kind of hard to start, to be honest with you. I think a new carburetor would definitely fix that. Okay, we just cleaned the pilot jet. Let's see how it sounds now. It's hard to start, but let's see. I forgot to put this gasket in. It starts okay now. It runs smoother. And that front self-propelled works great. I just removed the spark plug just to see if it was good or not. And it's nice. And this is one of those crazy 14-132-11 spark plugs. Very rare. Only this will fit. You can't use anything else. And this fits into I had to buy this socket special just for this plug. It's an 11/16. It's the only one that'll fit this one. Anyway, the plug looks good. So there we go. The problem is it probably has that screw that I replaced is not perfect, right? And the carburetor could be cleaned a little better. Probably a new carburetor would make this run absolutely perfect. It does run fine, but it doesn't start that easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I could smell the funky gas. The gas has something to do with it. Plus the engine's hot. You know what I mean? It almost feels like if you shut the choke, if you close the choke, it will work. It'll start. I don't know if it's supposed to bind like that for choke, you know? Bit of old fuel injector cleaner, rejuvenated that fuel a little bit and let it run a little better. I'm still not not satisfied with the way it starts. It has trouble starting. I think I'm gonna hold on to it for a little while longer and see what happens the next day. We'll let the engine cool off a little bit, so that the choke flap automatically closes again, and we'll fire it up for the very first time next time. I might order a new carburetor for it, you know, it's the least I can do for Robert after he gave me 3 mowers. But when it does run, it runs pretty good, and the self-propulsion is very, very strong. It's a really good mower, which is why I want to get it absolutely perfect for him before I let him come and get it. Anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on this carburetor clean on this Toro Kohler Xt675 Toro Recycler. It's a very good mower. I actually like these engines, but I think it has maybe the thermostat assembly is not so good, and that screw we were missing from this carburetor, all the rust from it, you know, it's just not as clean as it should be, you know, and also it's got funky gas. We'll see what we do with it next time. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers.
See you next time on Mowers and Blowers, the island of Puerto Rico.
Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video, and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as, if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.